we're going to be discussing today is changing your perspective on home ownership through awareness. Changing your perspective on home ownership through awareness. So I like to always talk about my upbringing so you guys can get to know me. But the mindset that I had before I entered real estate and became a real estate agent was just make sure that rent is taken care of. Make sure that rent is taken care of. So what begins to happen, I remember when I was 19 years old, my cousin, she's 10 years older than me, and she sat me down at our kitchen table. I went to visit my aunt one day, and she said, "Cuz we need to look into real estate. We need to look into home ownership. We need some type of land, houses, or something in our family. We don't have any of that in our family." And so my mindset was always take care of your rent. So I immediately put up a block. And the reason why I put up a block mentally is because I didn't understand or have the know-how to actually get it done. Since I didn't have the information or the education, for me, fear entered my heart because I'm like, I don't know how to do that. So I'm not for sure what steps to take, what we need to do. I don't know anybody in that arena or that area, any realtors, loan officers. I don't know. And so where do we even get started? I immediately put up that block. Then I wasn't interested in what she was saying. She was trying to transform, or my cousin was wanting to introduce me to something new, and I just wasn't interested because I didn't have the information. So when I entered real estate, I'm 36 at the time of this taping. I was meeting people and young men in their mid-20s that was already investing in real estate. They were already ahead of the curve, and it was intimidating for a little while and the reason why I felt like that is because I felt behind. And I'm just like, wow, like I was presented this information years ago, but I wasn't interested because I didn't know the information, and I'm seeing people 10 and 8, 9 years younger than me that were already investing into real estate. I look at it now from a different perspective. I look at it now from like a perspective of being inspired that young people are already knowing that they need to invest into something that is going to be bigger than them. And so I look at it as inspiration now, but at that time I looked at it like, wow, like I'm behind. Through me actually being exposed to somebody actually buying homes and investing into real estate, it showed me that there's a life in a world that's bigger than just renting an apartment or renting a home, that you can actually own something, and there's people that out there doing it, and it's inspiring because you could be able to do it too. And here's the deal. The deal is that you could be able to follow the same steps that these people have taken to be able to buy a home. And so one of the first steps is we need to make sure that we get pre-approved. Pre-approved is a lender's determination on how much money you're eligible to borrow. So then the lender can find out the price range you can afford. Then now we can get you pre-approved. As a realtor, we're going to shop within that price range that you can afford. Like for me, one of the things that I had to do is sit down with a lender and what is it exactly I need to do to put my family into the position to be able to buy a home. And I had those meetings. And so now I'm on the right path because my wife and I are getting it taken care of right now. And so now I'm inspired, I'm motivated because I have a why, and I know because I've seen it that I could be able to do it too. And that's what it takes sometimes. You can be able to be that person for your family. Just like those different agents was inspiration for me seeing it. You could be able to be that for your family. You don't always have to rent because that's what you have been shown. There's a young lady that I know. Her mom has passed the house down to her, and the house is paid for. She has no mortgage. Can you imagine what you could be able to do with an extra $1,000 to $1,500? Because that's what people pay on rent now. $1,000 to $1,500, or between $800 to $1,500 in that area for rent. Can you imagine if you took that extra money and you could be able to invest into a business? You could be able to invest into a charity. You could be able to invest into the stock market. You could be able to invest in real estate. What if you were able to do that? But you could be able to, or you could just put that in your savings account. You could be able to do that for your kids. You have that opportunity now. And I understand that the people before us did the best that they could. But now we have an opportunity to be able to expose our children to something different, to home ownership. Because one of the reasons why I had rented for so long is because that's really all I knew. And so now we have an opportunity with social media, with the library, with YouTube. We can educate ourselves and do something different. If you really not comfortable speaking with a realtor or a professional, you could be able to research home ownership, what it actually looks like, what it actually entails, what goes into it. And there's videos, and realtors are actually explaining the process step by step so that you can be able to be informed. And again, the first step is we need to make sure that, of course, we decide in our heart that that's what we want to do. And second step is we need to make sure what is it that you want, what area are you looking to live in. We need to make sure that we write down what we're looking for in a home, what our needs and our wants are, what is your criteria basically in a home, and what's the motivation behind buying a home. Are you looking for more space? Are you looking to downsize? What is the motivation on moving? And then after that, we need to make sure that we get pre-approved. And so once we understand that these are key steps that we need to take, then we can go ahead and go forward. And so I would recommend maybe speaking with a lender, talking to them, and then they could be able to guide you into the right direction on which lender will be a better fit for your situation. So these are a few key steps that we can be able to take. And so these are different things that I want us to be able to keep in mind with home ownership, is that you have the opportunity to be an inspiration because you are aware of something and you have been exposed to something different. And that's going to change not only your life, but it's going to change the next generation's life. Because now I want to show you something different because I've been exposed to something different. If you are wanting to know more information about the home buying process, I would like to sit down with you, speak with you, and have a conversation with you to see what your goals are, see what it entails, and see how I could be able to help you go into the next direction and be able to meet those home ownership goals. Again, my name is Beneal.Smith with IHP Real Estate. I hope that you found value in that, and it would be a blessing if you could subscribe to this channel. Talk to you soon.